Hello, and in today's video I'm actually going to title this Story Time. I want to start a series where I talk about my own individual experiences and how that is combined with me collecting coins, me dealing coins, Let's take this out. Now, when I grew up, I never envisaged that I would indeed be a coin dealer. And I may actually change career path at one point. I may find that in a year or 6 months that working for myself is not for me. But it's all about the individual things that I've done throughout my life that have led me to this point. I always bought coins to make money. They were an investment. As much as I did collect coins, they were an investment for me. And there's only ever a select amount of coins that I would consider I would never sell, and I've recently put out a video where I said I'm selling some of my collection, which is a shame, but there's still some coins in there that I couldn't part with, such as my shields. There's a collector in all of us, some people collect stamps, some people collect coins, I know people who collect cars, I know people who collect video games. It's mainly a man thing as well. There's something in us that makes us want to own and to build upon a collection. Now this here is it's a 5 gram silver note from the Nanjing Mint. These flew. This is my last one. I actually rebought this off one of my suppliers. I sent him some stock out and it simply didn't work for him, so he sent it back. I said to him, I'll pay you a fair amount, it's not a problem. And yeah, that's how we do it. Like, sometimes stuff I have works for him, sometimes it doesn't, and vice versa. So yeah, I grew up and I always wanted to work in the city. I went to either go into insurance or I went to work in finance. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to be with people who, like me, I'm constantly switched on 24/7, and I need something that is constantly different. So coin dealing is actually a very good fit for me because the prices change day in, day out. It's something different day in, day out. And that's okay, I've got a very extensive education, and some people, like my friends included, think I'm crazy. They're like, Shaun, you could get a job and you could earn very good money and you could probably get promoted very quickly. You're a very competent person. But at the same time, I had a lot of issues over the past few years that some of you who bought from me before and who I've got to know about. And for those of you that don't know, I went through a period of about 3 or 4 years where life wasn't very kind. I suffered from burnout. I failed my master's degree. I actually flunked out of my master's degree and passed one of them, so I was doing a double degree, and I'm technically a graduate and a dropout, even though my thesis was the highest my supervisor ever gave. I love that panda. They're like, Shaun, you're crazy, why are you doing this? And I'm doing this because of all the hardship I suffered. I was burnt out, and then what happened with uni, I had to have anger management. My mother was really sick when I come back from university, so I had to work and write my thesis, and I was on the verge of a breakdown, and buying and selling coins kind of was my escapism. I got to know people who were interested in the same things as me, and I loved it. I loved hearing these stories of other people and what they did and why they were interested in the same things that I was interested in. So as much as I settled for modern bullion, I really like the historical aspect of it, whereas these is not so much the case. Coins like this. So yeah, after my mother got better, my auntie died, as some of you know, and then I got kicked out of my house. So in the space of 3 or 4 years, I had a really, really rough time, but it really developed me as a person. it really made me think about what I wanted for my life, and do I want to be out commuting every day for the next 40 years? I live about 40 minutes from London, by the way, so I'm in quite close proximity. The answer was no. Like, if I make 25,000 from selling coins a year, it's great because I've got no expenses. You know, I've just got to pay my taxes, my national insurance, like everybody else. But I've got no travel expenses. I can keep the cost base down and I can expand and hopefully build upon that in the future. As some of you know, I'm setting up a limited company. That's because I really want to have a crack at breaking into the mainstream, because at the moment I'm simply a Facebook dealer. For some, that's not enough. For me, it was a case of I get to hang out with cool people, get to have great chats, you know. It's 24/7 and I really enjoy it. But I need to have an office. I need to progress with what I love doing. So there's always the opportunity. Like, I spoke to some people about going back into education, and that's something that I will know within 2 years if I've made it as a coin dealer or if I'll go back into education. So this is what I enjoy doing. This is what I can see myself doing for 10, 20 years. It's just a case of, will I be able to make enough? I don't want to be 30 years old and scrape around for 20k, you know. It's, especially with the qualifications I have a £50,000 education, most of that which I funded myself. So yeah, I just wanted to share something about me, and I think going forward I'll try and do a story time. I'll try and link it into coins, and I'll try and share some experiences that I feel that can benefit some people. So I've had a lot of crazy experiences, a lot of good experiences, a lot of bad experiences. I'm only 27, but I've lived abroad 4 times. You know, I've met some absolutely fantastic individuals, some very successful ones, some not so successful ones. I've roughed it with people who weren't given any opportunity in life and will never escape that lifestyle, and I've partied with people who were born pretty much into royalty. So I've certainly had my fair share of experiences, and I think that's something that I can benefit to this community by sharing these stories and linking it in with what I do. We're only as good as our experiences, you know, and we're only as good as the next trade. Only as good or bad as the next trade. So thank you for listening, for those of you who did. If you didn't want to listen, then that's okay. Some people only turn up for the coins. That's also okay. If you don't like it, then that's also okay. It's not for everyone. But I think it's important that we break down the barriers between people, and it becomes more than just coins. So I'm more than happy to go for coffee with a lot of my customers. Anyway, take care, guys. Bye.